This is a story of Oliver Daniel Pickering, professional baseball player. This is a story of his career into America's favorite pastime, baseball, which Oliver Daniel Pickering loved. He was an American professional baseball outfielder and a manager in a 30-year career that spanned from the 1892 Houston Mudcats to the 1922 Paducah Indians. He played for a number of Major League Baseball teams from 1896 to 1908. The Louisville Colonels, Cleveland Spiders, Cleveland Blues, Philadelphia Athletics, St. Louis Browns, and the Washington Senators. Pickering is credited with giving baseball the term Texas Leaguer, pejorative slang for a weak pop fly that lands unimpressively between an infielder and an outfielder for a base hit. That was my favorite hit. I love doing that. According to the April 21st, 1906 edition of the Sporting Life, John McCloskey, founder of the Texas League and then manager of the Houston Mudcats, who would later go on to manage the St. Louis Cardinals, signed 22-year-old Pickering to play center field on the morning of May 21st, 1892. That afternoon, Pickering turned in one of the most remarkable performances in the history of the Texas League, stringing together 7 consecutive singles in one game, each a soft, looping fly ball that fell in no man's land between either the first baseman or right fielder or third baseman and left fielder. News of Pickering's feat spread quickly throughout the nation, and the term Texas Leaguer became ingrained in the baseball lexicon. Pickering's 7 consecutive singles in a game will stand as a Texas League record. On April 24, 1901, Pickering was the leadoff batter for the Cleveland Blues, precursor to the Cleveland Indians and precursor to the Cleveland Generals, which was a visiting team facing the Chicago White Sox in the first game ever played in the American League. The 3 other games scheduled that day were rained out. Thus, Pickering was the first person to bat in the American League. According to the Cleveland Indians Encyclopedia, based on an account from the Cleveland Plains dealer, this transpired. The date was April 24th in Chicago's White Sox Park, aka Southside Park. When Ollie Pickering stepped into the plate for the Cleveland Blues, Pickering, an outfielder, hit the second pitch from Chicago White Sox right-hander Roy Patterson to center field. William Hoy, a deaf mute, who was cruelly nicknamed Dummy, caught the routine fly, and with that, the American League was officially underway. Chicago went on to win 8-2. On May 5, 1904, Pickering played for the Philadelphia Athletics. Twice came close to spoiling Cy Young's perfect game for the Boston Americans. The first ever thrown in the American League of Pickering's performance, Arthur Michael Coffey wrote, "In the 4th, Ollie Pickering looped one into no man's land beyond the second base bag in a bid for the kind of hit he made famous, only to have center fielder Chuck Stahl make a fine running catch. Pickering was almost the spoiler again. With 1 down and at the top of the 6th, when he tapped a slow roller to short, but Freddie Parent charged the ball and nipped Pickering by half a step. Pickering played and managed in the minor leagues into his 50s. His playing days ended in 1920 at the age of 50 with the Redfield Reds. Last managed with Paducah Indians in 1922. Upon his retirement from the game, Pickering became an umpire and later retired in Vincennes, Indiana. There is a street in Vincennes, Indiana named after Ollie Pickering, and the local high school softball field and baseball field is on that same street in honor of Ollie Pickering, one of the most colorful baseball player and managers of all time in professional and minor league baseball. Pickering was born April 9, 1870 in Olney, Illinois, and he died January 20, 1952 at the age of 81 in Vincennes. He batted left and threw right. Major League Baseball debut was August 9, 1896 for the Louisville Colonels. The last Major League Baseball appearance was October 8, 1908 in the Washington Senators. His batting average 271, home runs 9, runs batted in 287. The teams he played for: the Louisville Colonels 1896 to 1897, Cleveland Spiders 1897, Cleveland Blues or Broncos 1901 to 1902, Philadelphia Athletics 1903 to 1904, St. Louis Browns 1907, and Washington Senators 1908. In the picture you see here of the Olney, Illinois baseball team, Pickering is up in the top row, far right. Thank you for listening to a small look in the history of baseball in Vincennes, Indiana.